I take it that you've seen this style of shirt before. Associated with lumberjacks and Nirvana, this black and red check pattern is easily the most common plaid in existence. But do you know where buffalo plaid comes from? Well, here are 5 quick facts I bet 99% of you guys don't know about this classic fall shirt. First up, it's an official Scottish tartan. The McGregor one, to be exact. The pattern was supposedly brought over to the United States by a guy named Jacques McCluskey in the 1800s. Used in the New World as a blanket, it was traded with Native Americans who loved its thickness, durability, and the red color. Supposedly, the red was associated with sorcery, with blood, with victory in battle. And supposedly, plaid is a mispronunciation of the Gaelic word for blanket. And where does the name Buffalo come from? Well, apparently the designer up in the Northeast over at Woolwich Mills, he chose the name kind of randomly because he just owned a herd of buffalo. In any case, gents, if you want to step up your style this fall, consider bringing in a flannel shirt. And you don't have to stick with buffalo plaid. There are so many other options out there, especially in muted tones. You're going to find these type of shirts in greens, browns, grays, blacks, charcoal. The point being they fit in with the season because of their brushed cotton surface, which makes them soft, warm, cozy, easy to wear in the cooler months. I personally love to wear them with a pair of dark colored denim and dark brown laced boots. So the next item on this list is the quilted sweater, pullover, or jacket. Now, as you can tell, my focus here is going to be the material, in particular, the way it's sewn, the pattern that we see. Now, quilted fabrics can come in a variety of weights, and the quilt patterns themselves can come in a variety of sizes. The idea here is to use the quilt stitching as a form of insulation. Not only would it better trap air, but it would prevent bunching, because the original use of quilt jackets and quilt shirts was as a form of lining, a form of insulation. They weren't normally worn as outer pieces or even right next to the skin. Instead, they were used as a layering piece inside of jackets to provide additional warmth. That being said, over the years, they eventually became garments themselves. Now, the classic military colors are going to be navy, olive, and charcoal. And personally, what's great about these muted hues is that they are easy to match. They're going to work with pretty much any colors out there. And again, the clothing styles where you're going to find this pattern can be anything from heavier weight shirting to more commonly seen jackets, either with buttons or a zip in the front. And more recently, in the last 10 to 20 years, sweater forms. So quarter zips, crew necks, cardigans, and full zip sweaters in the front. You're also going to see some two-tone quilts out there in which the pattern is going to be much more apparent, but in general, this type of garment is going to be a casual garment, although you could slip it into wearing with a little bit dressier clothing if you use it as it was first intended, as a layering piece, which personally is one of the reasons I absolutely love the pieces I'm talking about in today's video, because we're at the time of the year when you can mix, match, you can layer, and really the limit of your style is oftentimes your own creativity. Now, really quick, gents, all the tops you're seeing in today's video can be found over at our sponsor, Quilted. Now, one of the reasons I was really happy to work with Quilted is their amazing price point. Seriously, gents, for those of you guys on a budget, for those of you guys wanting to rebuild your fall wardrobe for less, Quilted has tons of options, not only when it comes to styles, but when it comes to different colors, different materials. So you can go through their store, you can see all the different options, all the different selections, and real reviews from men just like you who are stepping up their wardrobe, giving you their feedback on each of the pieces. So again, everything is shipped out quickly to you. And when it comes to the brand, their goal is to assist you at any moment in your life. And the way I interpret that is giving you guys tons of selection when it comes to shirts, when it comes to sweaters, when it comes to jackets. They've also got trousers. Again, guys, go over and explore their store. Look at all the different options. And what I love is with each of these styles, they've got tons of different patterns, tons of different colors, and pretty much any size you're looking for, you're going to find all their clothing is true to fit. In my case, I'm 5'9", 175 pounds. I wear a medium. Quilted has made it easy for you to level up your fall wardrobe. And to make sure you get the best deal on the web, gents, use that link in the description of today's video. Go over to their website. I've got a discount code for you. This is going to ensure that you get the best price out there. Next up, we've got the long sleeve t-shirt, a variation of the short sleeved t-shirt, which many of you guys know originated out of the US military, or at least was mass manufactured for. The men got used to wearing it through the wars, and they brought these t-shirts to include the long sleeve t-shirt back with them. The long sleeve t-shirt, though, didn't really start to become popular till about the 1970s, 1980s, as it was picked up by a variety of different subgroups, one in particular interesting, skaters. Yeah, these guys love the functionality and comfort of the long sleeve tee. It also became popular on college campuses in cooler climates, and as the popularity of graphic tees rose, so did that of the long sleeve t-shirt. That being said, if you're going to bring the long sleeve t-shirt into your wardrobe and you want something you can layer, you want something versatile, go with something without a flashy design. Choose a neutral color like white, charcoal, black. If you've got a good build and you really like wearing these shirts, you can also bring them in your wardrobe with seasonal colors like olive, burgundy, forest green, or even mustard. Overall, it's a very casual but functional piece, and I actually think it looks better even than a t-shirt. And if you're a skinny guy like me, I will say that long sleeve t-shirts can look better than short sleeve t-shirts, especially if you just pull them up right here on your forearms. It helps to hide the skinny arms a bit, and you can still pull it off in, high 60, low 70 degree weather. Now, what about the shirt I'm wearing right here? The long sleeve Henley? Guys, this is a step up from the long sleeve t-shirt. The difference here is going to be that 3 buttons right here in the front. Now, the name of the shirt comes from the English town Henley on Thames. Back in the 19th century, the rowers there wore these shirts during their competitions. And in my opinion, that little detail right here on the front, the 2 to 3 buttons that we'll commonly see on this type of shirt, really sets it apart from the t-shirt and gives it a little bit more of a sophisticated look. Still, it's a relaxed, casual garment, but one that a lot of men still don't have in their wardrobe. I think this is one of the most affordable and easiest ways to step up your style here as things cool off. Again, when you're getting your first one, avoid anything in a bright color. Go with a color that you already maybe own in a t-shirt and you know that you like. Great options are going to be heather gray, navy, cream, rust, olive, or a variation of green, even charcoal. Now, what about hoodies? I know a lot of guys that they will never wear them, but the thing is, hoodies have been around since the 1930s. They became popular in the 1970s, became even more popular in the 1980s and 90s. And from a functional perspective, many people consider them to be the ultimate casual, cool weather piece for a man to own because they insulate, they keep you warm, they're easy to wash and take care of. So how to pull them off and still look stylish? First up, get one that actually fits you. Next up, avoid anything that's flashy, anything that has a huge logo, anything that's got a big graphic pattern on it. But I mean, take that with a grain of salt. If you're a young guy, you can probably pull that style off. If you are in your 40s, you're in your 50s, then just go for one that fits you well in a neutral color. And if you're still worried about it being too casual, then use it as a layering piece. Throw a bomber or blouse and jacket on top of it. So now let's jump over to sweaters. A lot of you guys have seen this particular style right here in the neck, and you're like, Antonio, I would never even try it. Don't knock it until you put it on. The shawl collar is actually a really fun sweater style to be able to bring into your wardrobe. And yes, it's not for everybody, but I find it's incredibly comfortable. It's functional. If you know its history, this style dates back to Victorian times. Seriously, it's got its origins in the Victorian smoking jacket, and one of the earliest styles of cardigan used this collar style, which takes us to our next style of sweater, the cardigan. Named after James Brednell, the 7th Earl of Cardigan, he single-handedly made this garment popular in the mid-19th century. Nowadays, it's associated with Ivy Leagues, intellectuals, and kind of prep style. I personally treat it almost like a sports jacket, except it's more comfortable and slightly more casual and more daring because very few guys ever think to wear something like this, which is too bad because it's a great way to be able to add a unique look to your wardrobe and stand out from the crowd with a piece that's been in men's wardrobes for hundreds of years. Also, that V shape right there, it gives you a very masculine look. It helps build up the chest. The padding on the shoulders makes you look taller and stronger. Guys, it's a great piece to add to your wardrobe. Next up, we've got the turtleneck sweater. And for that, I've got an entire video. Seriously, go check it out, guys. The turtleneck sweater, not for everybody, but I think so many of you guys could rock this look, stand out from the crowd, look amazing. I think with a sports jacket, yeah, it looks really good. But guys, go check it out in the next video. Boom, right here